Alright, game 3, I'm versing Andrew. Hey, Andrew. Alright, so he's got Dark Eldar as well. You want to take us through your list quickly?
Yep, so 4 Ravagers in the Titan Hunter formation. We've got 5 Raiders with 5 Warriors with a Blaster, Forge Wild Reaper, 5 Warriors in a Venom with a Blaster. Then down here we have 4 Flyers, 2 Razor Wings, 2 Void Ravens. One's got the Dark Sides, one's got the Void Lancers.
Excellent, and I'm just hiding in this corner here because I don't have first turn just yet, but I may seize. We'll see. Alright, so we got a Dark Eldar vs Dark Eldar mirror match. And this was actually really surprising because they had, I think there was 4 Dark Eldar armies. It was at least 3, maybe 4 Dark Eldar armies here to, at the tournament, which is actually really cool. Because I think it was only 18 people, 16 people. I don't know. It was a small tournament, but big representation of Dark Eldar, which is cool. So Andrew did much different list to me. Lots of boats and Ravagers. He also had a what's it called? A Forge World a Reaper. That's it. So it's a Reaper. And he got the an approval from the TO to run. It's like a Titan Hunter formation. It's a Apocalypse only formation, which has got I think it's 4 Ravagers. Yeah, 4 Ravagers. And they get I don't know, D weapon against super heavy or something like that. It didn't really come into play. But they get shrouding, which is a big thing. So that means he can go Jink, shrouding, and get 2+ cover saves. My game plan against this was, and you'll see it as the battle lines line up. I think it kind of pulled it off. Was most of the objectives were on my side of the table. You can see where they are there. And so I just wanted to push him back, rather than let him play like the shooty game, because he outguns me, right? He's got 4 Ravagers, planes, and a whole bunch of, Raiders with dudes in them. He definitely outguns me. So I got to push and be really aggressive and just push him back away from objectives. I'll lose shooting the first few rounds, but I'll gain those back because I'll be in a good position to hold objectives or force him to have to do silly things near the end of the game. And you can see up the top here, this is where the strategy is coming in. Bottom, it's just getting punished by the Ravagers. I am getting some good saves. So you can see I turbo boosted my Raider to give cover saves to the Taluses out in the open, which was really, I thought, clever. And at the top there, my Raiders were, you can see, they were kind of right in front of his Raiders, which meant that if he couldn't just move 12 inches over my Raiders to jump over them to get to the objective. So you can see there's objective top middle. He couldn't. I made sure I positioned my Raiders so that he couldn't move over them with a 12-inch movement. He would have to move up to me, so maybe 6 inches, and then turbo boost over. And I did that very deliberately, and you'll see I do it a few times up until turn 4, which then I just jump out and start assaulting the crap out of him. But you can see here, same thing. See, for him to get to that objective, he actually has to turbo boost. He can't just move and then move again the next turn, which stops shooting for the vehicle and the unit inside. And I'm doing that, I managed to stop him shooting with, say, 3 of his Raiders with just 2 of my Raiders, so I'm kind of counteracting a lot of his shooting dominance by doing it that way. Now my Scourges come on. They don't do that much, even though they got Haywire. It's against shrouding vehicles. He gets his missiles, kills all the Scourges. My Venom with Medusa comes on and decimates his 5-man squad in a venom. It actually kills the venom itself as well, which is really cool. Sorry, my 2 Medusas. I got 2 Medusas in that venom. And I'm just pushing forward. You can see the battle lines kind of forming. There's a big line just about 6 inches away from the objectives on towards his edge. And you can see this is now turn 4. And for him to do anything, he has to start turbo boosting from turn 4, 5 onwards. Now it's turn 4. Everyone's got Furious Charge. I jump all my guys out of the boats, and each one charges a radar. You can see there's just along the whole battle line. I had 4 squads of warriors plus the Taluses. Just everyone's just charging forward. I managed to kill a few or immobilize a few, which was, I thought, really, really cool. And now his turn 4, he has to jump over. But because he's jumping over my Taluses and my warriors, etc., with Furious Charge, it just means that I'm now turning back and charging into him onto an objective. You get the idea? So I've pushed him back. So for him to score, he has to jump into my lines, and that's exactly what I want. And by the end of the game, I managed to get the win because I killed most of his boats and hold more objectives.